Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I am just wanting to talk about something that has come up a lot recently, and it's because I'm very much in it. As I always say, what better thing to talk about than something that you are personally experiencing, going through, or have been through. Because knowledge is just knowledge. Information is just information. And if it has no experience, it doesn't help anyone. It's just there. So in lieu of that, I wanted to talk about cycles. And the reason I wanted to talk about cycles is because me and my husband are at the end of what I would consider a 7-year cycle in our relationship and marriage, that I can see a drastic change from the beginning of the cycle to now what is the end of the cycle, the 7 years. It's really just 7 years. 7 years since he has been in the States, almost 7 years since we've been married. But it's kind of fun to look at and to think about from like a bird's eye view of the people that we once were and the people that we are today. The people that we were at the beginning of that 7-year cycle and the people that we are right now. And they're drastically different. I mean, even scientifically speaking, your body, your cells regenerate after every 7 years. Your cells don't look the same as they did 7 years ago. I think that's just like a super cool, physical representation of something that happens on a very spiritual level. The things that me and my husband have gone through in this last 7 years have grown us up to no extent, to some extent, have grown us up in a lot of different ways. And it's almost mind-boggling to think of the different ways that we've changed and evolved and matured and grown deeper in our love for each other. And it looks totally different than what we started out with. But I started noticing this ending of the cycle. It started to come into my mind. I was like, oh, like my husband has been here almost 7 years now. That's interesting. Like 7 years is a cycle. It's a completion. And because it's not just 7 years, it's really 8 years. 8 years is like completion and beginning a new thing. In the Hebrew language, it's the tav. It's to finish and to complete, finish what you start. That's a whole different topic. But I was looking at it and I noticed some things starting to come back up in our marriage that we dealt with 7 years ago, or we thought we dealt with 7 years ago. And amazingly enough, we did deal with them because we reacted totally different to these same circumstances. We acted like different people. And I feel like that is a huge testament of the growth and the maturing and evolving that we've done over the last 7 years. And it gave me a lot of hope, actually, for the future, and to know that we can grow together and evolve together and, just be in a totally new place. So now we are entering into a totally different place. And, with great power comes great responsibility. And I can definitely feel that amping up. It's almost like after the 7-year cycle has ended, I feel like there is this kind of like, I talked about it with Ava on the video we recorded last night that will be premiering sometime this week. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's almost like tidal waves from every direction coming at us. And it's like, can you handle more? Can you handle more? Let's see how you handle this, because this is way different and this is way more than you're used to handling. It's kind of like the idea of glory to glory, or glory to glory, or like a spiral upwards is how I kind of see it, like a vortex upwards. with greater maturity, with greater power comes greater responsibility. And the more you mature and grow, the more you become responsible over. And I definitely see that evolving in our lives, in our family, in our marriage, in our relationship, and a lot of other different things. When me and my husband got married, it was a huge pivotal point, as most people experience when they first get married. But it really like set a trajectory for our life that we had no idea where we were going. We were just holding on for dear life and you know, hoping that everything would work out. But now we're more in charge of the direction that we're going in. And I just think that's super beautiful. But along with 7-year cycles, there's also 3-year cycles. And I can see for personally in myself where I have completed 3 years in certain smaller areas of my life. I feel like the 7-year cycle is a bigger cycle, and it encompasses more and more growth and more change. But a 3-year one is a lot more so of breaking old patterns and mindsets, or creating patterns and mindsets, kind of programming yourself in a way. And I can definitely see the ending of 3-year cycles for me. It's very interesting too, because the 7-year cycle of me and my husband like actually being in the same country together, starting our life together for the most part, ended in August of this year. And then now we are at the 3-year, we are past the 3-year cycle of living in this house for 3 years. And I just find it really interesting because both of those things are being heavily affected right now. As most people know, but our house our kitchen had some water damage that ended up resulting in complete renovation of our entire kitchen and completely installing new floors in our living room and hallway, and just like so much all at once. So we're not going to actually be able to live in our house when this baby comes. And it's just super interesting that it's just kind of getting an upgrade, and it's been 3 years. And it's something that I've been manifesting for sure. I just wasn't really like clear on the timing of the manifestation. Ooh, my bad. So yeah, we're going on with that. But I feel like it's just super important to be aware and be conscious of the cycles that you are going through. When you start a new one, you can kind of feel it. Like it feels like something new and different and exciting. And you could be in it for 7 years. You could be in it for 3 years. But I think that being aware of those cycles and being aware of like what stage in those cycles you are is really beneficial. And I feel like you can even move out of those cycles quicker or slower depending on how aware you are of them. And if you're repeating them, because we don't want to be repeating bad cycles. We all have them. We all are in them in some way or another. Otherwise, the world wouldn't be the way it is today. And I think if we start to become more aware of them and start to learn and grow and see the lesson in all of those cycles, it would just be very beneficial for all of us to continue to grow and heal and evolve. So I just wanted to leave you with that for today, because it's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. And with the changing of the season and all that's going on in the world, it feels, and Miss Lizard passing, if you know what I mean, it feels like the end of an era. And I think that's very exciting. So, I just thought I'd leave with that for today. I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll see you all next one. Bye.